is running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
Well, coming off a legendary performance, KD should be the entire story. And he's a big part of the story after what we watched last night. I mean, and let me just tell you, legendary, and we're going to get there, in a game that the Bucks will forever rue. And Buck fan will forever rue. That is one of those games where, like the Seahawks losing the Super Bowl on the Malcolm Butler play, I don't know how you get over something like that as a fan if you don't win the series. And I don't think they're going to win the series now. But that has now become secondary. Why? Good morning to you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Because as we come on the air this morning, JJ Buck, news is breaking that really could alter the look of the playoffs, especially in the Western Conference, as it's breaking this morning that Chris Paul, the Phoenix Suns guard, is in COVID protocol. Now, I haven't seen a story that tells me that whether it's contact tracing or he's positive. They are still waiting for the winner of the Clippers and Jazz, and now they're certainly hoping that game goes that series goes 7 games, but that's a big deal. Good morning.
Wow, what a game changer this news is coming down just moments before. It's breaking really in the last 30 minutes on Chris Paul. It's a conference-changing and career-defining moment, right, really, for Chris Paul.
Do you see anywhere what it is? I've been looking at every story I can find. It could be contact tracing. It'll develop here probably over the next 3 hours while we're on the air for you. But give me the timeline. I mean, the Jazz and Clippers play Game 5 tonight. That series will go at least until Friday, Game 6. Now, if it does go 7, it would end on Sunday. And if it goes that far, then you can expect the Western Conference Final to start on Tuesday. So that is 6 days from now, okay? It could start on Sunday if the other series ends in 6. I would give Paul, if that goes the full 7, 6 days of isolation. If he's already healthy, if he's already in safety protocols, and chances are he'd have to spend at least 10 days isolated. He'd have to produce multiple negative tests in order to get back on the court. So there's a possibility that Chris Paul could miss at least a game, maybe 2, maybe more of the Western Conference Finals. If let's say the Jazz or Clippers ends this thing in 7 or in 6 games. The things get really interesting because the NBA gets to decide when they're going to start that series. They could start it early and fill some TV windows. So either way, this isn't good. He's averaging 15.7 points a game, 8.7 assists, 10 playoff games. He's been insane and been a cog that has stirred that drink. That is just breaking this morning, and it's potential game changer.
It is. And if he's out, that hurts Suns' chances. There's no way around it. It's one where, the Suns are so good. Chris Paul has been the story of the postseason.
Yeah.
He's been really the playoff MVP. Look at what he did against the Denver Nuggets, how he's brought that team together all season long. And even if you're looking at 1 or 2 games, that's a difference in a series, especially if you're going up against the Clippers and or Jazz at this point in time. So all we really can do is just sit back, know that they're in trouble without him, and we just have to wait and see what that timeline is going to look like.
Yeah, and you're going up against the Clippers or the Jazz. I mean, that's who it is. It's one of those two, and you're hoping that thing goes 7 games. So that is staggering news if you're a Phoenix Suns fan and you're waking up this morning. And I know Sun fans, and it's an hour earlier there. I mean, they're probably stage 3 of REM right now, bouncing through the final minutes of their dreams, and they're going to get up feeling good, figuring they got a couple of days, and boy, this one's going to hit like a ton of lead. All right, we got a ton for you today on the opening drive. Let me give you phone numbers to get in. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here this morning. That's area code 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com or jj@sportsanimalabq.com. The text line, the NMDOT text line, is also 505-246-0610. Sebastian Noel will be with us at 9 o'clock. We'll talk high school sports with him. JJ, what we watched last night, the 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists by Kevin Durant, that's legendary stuff. And this is a game where I said in the open, Milwaukee fan will rue this. Bucks will rue this. Mike Budenholzer will rue this game because that was one that Brooklyn had every right to lose. The Bucks had no right Every right to the Bucks had no right to lose that game. They were up big in the first half. They you wonder what they're doing. They settled for jump shots. You wonder what they're doing defensively. Then they made mistakes down the stretch, and Kevin Durant made unbelievable shots. You know, it feels to me, and as I'm watching this game, I'm thinking in every playoff run for champions, there's a game like that. You can go back through LeBron's runs, and there's a game where he threw them on their shoulders. There's a Steph Curry game. There's a game like that. Klay Thompson's had games like that, and that was that game. I told you yesterday, Durant's going to have to be Superman, and somebody else is going to have to score, 25, 26 points? It was Jeff Green. Neither one of us came up with Jeff Green, but it had to be someone, right? I said Durant's going to have to be Superman, and I think that was the definition thereof last night. Would you agree?
Yes.
And Jeff Green was the other guy who stepped up with the, I say 26, 27, 30, something in that area, right? I mean, that was pretty much the definition, and then Blake Griffin gave him 17. But, I mean, that was the formula. You asked me if they're going to win, how's it going to look? And it was going to have to look like Superman with somebody coming out of nowhere to contribute a bunch and then pieces. And that's what they got.
What Kevin Durant did last night was what we look for from a superstar.
Yeah.
The best player in a game is to have one of those moments. And it's been an interesting few years for Kevin Durant from his time at the Warriors to where he played fantastic, but people didn't necessarily give him his credit. Last night was a moment where James Harden was a decoy for 46 minutes.
46 minutes.
They were playing 4-on-5 for most of the game. And Milwaukee, when it mattered the most in the second half, had no idea how to stop Kevin Durant. He showed you that in this conversation about best players in the game, who do you want? His name has to be there. And he is going to push LeBron James for best player of this generation. He is that talented. He's that good. He has that much left in the tank. And last night, he stole, again, the soul of the Milwaukee Bucks. There's no way they should lose that game. There's no way Milwaukee, when James Harden is out there for 46 minutes going 1 of 10 from the field, should let Jeff Green have a career night in the postseason. And the face of Mike Budenholzer at the end says it all. He knows he's done. Milwaukee's in trouble, and Kevin Durant, say what you want about his attitude, the way he handled things. His burner accounts are coming after everyone last night because that was, as you put it, a legendary performance.
It was legendary. That's, to your point, what superstars do. That's why you pay guys $40-something million, Bob. That's why they get $42, $43 million a year to put a team on their shoulders. You had one other superstar out there limping around for 46 minutes, to your point. The other one couldn't play. And so he dragged Jeff Green and Blake Taylor and Joe Harris up and down the court. And they won that game. Tommy, get us started. You're up on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Tommy.
What's up, Tommy the Truth at you? And I'm up early this morning. I hope you called Trujillo. Is he okay?
What happened to Trujillo?
Don't pick on him. I know he's suffering, but I just had to get the crow all fettered. Took the feathers out. I have to eat crow, too, because I didn't think Kevin Durant could do what he did last night. So I'm definitely going to eat my crow this morning. And poor Chris Paul. Can this guy catch a break or what?
Insane. It's insane. I mean, it was the hamstring when they were up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. And now, if you're just joining us, and we'll tell you throughout the morning, Chris Paul's in COVID protocol, and so probably out at least 10 days. Yeah.
At least 10 days?
Well, I mean, that's what the protocol is. Now, I don't know what it started. If it could have started yesterday or 2 days ago, it's just the story's just now coming out, and everybody's just digging for some sort of a detail. So I don't know when it started. So I got to believe over the next 3 hours we'll get more details.
Well, I just think with the Bucks, there's no way they should have lost that game. I agree with your guy there. They're just soft. They don't have the killer instinct. They don't. And they need to have that killer instinct. And I think that's one of their big problems. They don't seem like they know how to put the foot on the throat when they're ahead, and they just lighten up, and they're just soft.
That's a bad word, but it might apply. All right, my friend.
But make sure, do me a favor, check out Trujillo. Make sure he's still alive.
All right. Yeah. See you
right, bye.
later. What did Trujillo do? Did he just go all in on the Bucks last night? He must have just gone all in on the Bucks, right? That's what I'm going to guess. Is that fair to equate to this? Remember when the Seahawks lost the Super Bowl, the Malcolm Butler play? Oh, I'm sorry. The Patriots won the Super Bowl and beat the Seahawks. I'm sorry. Did I misspeak? And I said, I don't know how you ever get over that. right? You're on the 1 yard line with 40 seconds to go, and you got beast mode in the back. You're just gonna feed him the ball. You're gonna win the Super Bowl, and then you call that play, and that happens, and that was legendary, right? Malcolm Butler play will live in Super Bowl lore forever. I still believe it's the best play in the history of the Super Bowl. To me, best play in the history of the Super Bowl, and there's been 55 of them. This is a game where if you're a Bucs fan, this may have lost you Giannis. Like, honestly, this is one of those where he sits back after.
I know Tommy was saying check on Trio. It's Mike Vitale.
Yeah.
That is our
he's the big Milwaukee guy.
Aficionado.
Yeah. I just don't know how you get over this one. And to your point on Mike Budenholzer, I think he's a good coach, but he's not been good in this series. He's not been good in this series. Why wasn't Giannis?
You guys 17-point lead.
Well, and it should have been bigger. Why didn't you throw Giannis, at least try and put some length on? Now, I think the answer is he can't guard KD on the perimeter. All right? Kevin Durant is a 7-foot point guard, freak ball handler. But nobody else was guarding him. And so instead of having Giannis watch Chris Middleton and everybody else have him score 49, don't you try it?
You have to. And you can't have Giannis after the game saying, I want to guard him next game. Guard him.
Yeah, it's not going to do me much good next game.
Like, you're on the floor. You can be running down the court, be like, hey, I'm picking up KD this possession. That's not on the head coach. That's on you.
Yeah, it's on you. All right, we're going to have more on Chris Paul as it comes in. Oh, yeah.
More breaking NBA news on the other side.
On the other, and this is, it's coming in big this morning. And we'll get to the Lobo stuff and Paul Weir's story and the alumni game and Bobcats producing on the radio side, Aaron on the TV side. You're watching ProView Networks and listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch that he struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's a count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
deal to third base.
And he brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Put over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No
Barely through your first cup of coffee, and there's a week's worth of news in the NBA this morning already. There have never been truer words spoken than the most important ability is availability. Never, ever in the life of life has there been more important words. And the definition of that in the Webster's will read, see 2021 NBA playoffs. Told you this morning, Chris Paul is currently in COVID protocol. He will most likely miss the first 2 games of the Western Conference Finals, but that is not the biggest name that is out in the NBA this morning.
Sources tell Brian Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne of ESPN that Kawhi Leonard is expected to miss Game 5, and his status for the rest of the series is in doubt following a late knee injury in Game 4.
I'm just telling you, that's one of the 3 best players in the world, and he is not playing tonight. And that is another game changer when it comes to the Western Conference semifinal. Clippers have never been to a conference final. They look like they were taking control. That's why you don't know. When I tell you, every time you think you know, you don't know. It's kind of like golf. When you think you got your swing figured out, you're screwed because you don't. Somebody told me it works until it doesn't. These guys, it works until somebody gets hurt. Let me give you a list of guys in this playoff who have missed time for injury or now COVID. I don't know. You tell me if this is an all-star team. Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray. Didn't Porzingis miss some time too? He's always hurt. I just figured he was on there.
I don't think Jason Tatum missed any time.
Didn't he?
Jaylen Brown. Right?
Okay. Yeah, Jaylen Brown. I miss Jaylen Brown. All right. Pretty good team.
Not too bad.
You take that team right there and take them to the playoffs. This. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. All right.
And it came from late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That
you saw him. Yeah.
Bogdanovich on Kawhi Leonard. It kind of just took an awkward step.
He went out for a little bit
and went to the bench.
Yeah. He went out, but he came back. This was after that insane dunk, by the way, which might have been the best one of the playoffs. So that game's tonight, and you got to lean Utah now, don't you?
Yeah, you have to. They're back at home where they won the first 2 games. Now it's Donovan Mitchell, Paul George straight up, and I'll still take the rest of the Jazz over the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard.
Who's got that game? Is that an ESPN game? Wednesday's usually ESPN, right? I'm hoping it is because I can see it on the plane. If it's TNT, I can't. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't matter who's televised.
It is TNT.
That's too bad. Yeah, figure that out. He is their Kevin Durant. Paul George is not their Kevin Durant. You asked me last night with Kyrie Irving out, and we didn't think James Harden. And James Harden played 46 minutes, but he had 5 points. He was a decoy. He had 8 assists, I believe. How did they win? Well, KD's got to be Superman, and somebody else has to come up with 20, 26, 30 points. That was Jeff Green. And then Blake Griffin gave you time. I don't see that with the Clippers, because that guy with the Clippers is the guy who's out. The guy, Superman with the Clippers, is the guy who's out. I mean, is Paul George going for 49 tonight? And
well, I don't think Paul George is getting 49-point triple-double, but now he has an opportunity to have a moment.
Yeah.
Because so many people have been immediately going at him, and he's actually been really good.
He's been good in these playoffs.
The entire postseason.
Yeah.
And so now he has to step up and carry the load and be in a position that he really never has been in. And the last time he was even close to this was when he was in Indiana, and they kept running in the Miami Heat for a few seasons. So now it's Donovan Mitchell versus Paul George straight up. And who do you like around him? I think we're going to lean Utah, but there's 2 dudes right now that have risen above everyone else. It's Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. Kawhi Leonard's out. Potential playoff MVP. Well, you can put KD in that conversation now, but Chris Paul is out. Just what a wild 12 hours.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning. So Chris Paul placed in COVID protocol, out indefinitely. There are many reports. So what does it mean? And I guess we're, hopefully over the next few hours, we're going to get a little bit more clarification as he tested positive, because I think there's a big difference in expected time, is there not? On was this contact tracing? Was he close to someone, or is he positive?
And for Chris Paul, you think of that moment right after the game.
Yep.
When he went up in the stands to see his family, and you're like, he's going to see his family anyway, but it's just out in front of everyone.
I don't know. It's kind of there's going to be a lot of conversation on this. Okay, California opened yesterday. New York is opened. All restrictions in California, I think, were dropped yesterday. Are we through this thing? And if it's just contact tracing, if he is not tested positive, people are going to lose their mind a little bit. But this is your procedure. It's kind of like the John Rahm thing.
What does it mean, though, if contact tracing, and we haven't necessarily seen this either for a vaccinated player versus a non-vaccinated player?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think that raises the question, too. If you've been a dude that's just been getting by and you're seeing this and you're still in the playoffs, it's like, is it the team that gets shots that's going to be able to advance?
Well, it's a really good question, and this is going to be the protocol. The plan is going to be tested, because it feels a lot like the John Rahm situation to me, right? If he's not positive, and John Rahm is back and he's going to be playing in the U.S. Open tomorrow, but if Chris Paul is not tested positive, but he was close to someone who has, and to your point, if he's vaccinated, what's this going to be? Because I think there's going to be a lot of layers on this Chris Paul thing. And will he and should he play in the Western Conference Finals? JT, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hi, JT.
What's going on, fellas?
How you living?
Watching that game last night, Jeff, it's over. Okay? It's over for the Bucks. I don't care if they go over there and they have to lose over in Milwaukee and then come. That side is done, and that's too bad with the 2 injuries with Kawhi and not the injury with Chris Paul, but that one opened the door for the Jazz. Those 2 announcements right there for me, it's the Jazz to lose the West. So, I'm a West Coast guy, so my only hope to take the Nets out would be the Jazz. So, that's the way I look at it. And before I get off, I know I'm up against it. Lance was my friend too, okay? I didn't have a lot of interaction with him, but to his family, and I haven't got a chance to get in. He was a good guy, man. A lot of people misunderstood him, but that guy was a good guy. he treated me good at the sports animal birthday bashes, and he served our country too. Don't forget that.
That's right. That's right.
Don't forget that too. All right, you guys have a good day.
All right, JT, be well. Yeah, we're going to get those a lot as people are able to get in on the passing of Lance on June 3rd. All right, last night, by the way, does that end the Bucks? I told you I don't know how I think they come back. Halftime, I'm listening to Charles Barkley tell me they're going to win the championship, and then they went out and urinated down their leg. I mean, honestly, what else? How else do you put that?
That is one. Yeah, you're looking at a 17-point lead at halftime
Against a limping
You're
team.
playing 4-5 essentially. You really are. With James Harden's like, I'm here. Maybe something's gonna happen. Just kidding. Nothing's
He hit
gonna
one
happen.
shot all night.
And you couldn't slow. Like Kevin Durant was gonna get points, but what he was still doing in the fourth quarter. And you go back to after the fact, Giannis can't be sitting there saying you want to guard him in Game 6.
Yeah.
Try a little bit. We're not expecting you to shut him down. But Giannis was the 2020 NBA Defensive Player of the Year. You expect him to do something maybe a little bit different on Kevin Durant than we'd ask out of Rudy Gobert.
No, I got to give him a shot. If I'm watching Kevin Durant eat everybody else's lunch, and this is not a slight on Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday or anybody else, PJ Tucker. For crying out loud, I got a 7-foot. What's his name?
Got the best offense.
What's his nickname?
The Slim Reaper.
The Greek Freak. Let me throw
that one.
Yeah, I love the Slim Reaper, by the way. I think that's terrific. But nobody else can guard this guy. I got a freak. Let me put the Greek Freak on him and see what he can do. Can he frustrate him a little bit? Something. Because with all due respect, nothing else is working.
Just start doing jumping jacks in front of him.
Everybody else is getting torched. All right, what a big morning already. Two gigantic pieces of breaking news in the National Basketball Association. Kawhi Leonard could miss the remainder of the Western Conference playoffs with a knee injury. He will not play tonight. Chris Paul most likely will miss a game or two of the Western Conference Finals. He is on COVID protocol.
So Chris Paul can return sooner if he is vaccinated. So there's trying to figure out the layers to this.
So what we're learning then, it's a contact tracing, and if he's vaccinated, then he can come back sooner. It's not a positive
that helps
test.
him get through it faster with the negative test. But we haven't.
But we don't know for sure he hasn't tested positive.
Or positive yet.
All right, so we don't know. And that'll all probably come out here in the next few hours. 505-246-0610. That's the NMDOT text line and the Quan's Auto Care hotline. You can call and or text there. Hey, good to be moving, isn't it? Good to be traveling, out at games, out at events. It's good to be out living again. How you feeling? Are you ready for it? You feeling well? If not, I suggest you call New Mill, gentlemen. You can feel like you again if you're dealing with some natural issues. Things like fatigue, low T, even erectile dysfunction. There's a place right here in Albuquerque that can help you. New Mill has been the trailblazer in men's health for years. They will help you feel better. The number is 505-652-1688. You can visit Newmail, that's NUMALE.com. You already know this, but I'm going to tell you again. As men age, things like hair loss, weight gain, even ED happens. Good chance you're going to be affected by some of that. Nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, the only thing to be embarrassed about is if you don't do anything about it. Do something. Pick up the phone. Call Newmail at 505-652-1688. Newmail's right here in Albuquerque. It is a comfortable process, but the best part about this whole process is the results. The results are absolutely real and proven. It works. Men all over the country are benefiting. Call Newmail at 505-652-1688 or visit them online at newmail.com and feel better.
We're all moving a little faster now.
Trust the team that's going to keep.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken.
Probably remind you this of every at the top of every segment this morning because people are coming and going. But big news this morning: Chris Paul placed on COVID protocol. He's out indefinitely. The Suns are in the Western Conference Final, awaiting the winner of the Utah Jazz and the Clippers. Meanwhile, Kawhi Leonard will not play tonight, may be out the rest of the series. Knee injury is reported by Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst of ESPN. So no Kawhi tonight. That series is 2-2 headed back to Salt Lake City. And Chris Paul on protocol for COVID. And we're waiting to see, is he been tested positive? Is it contact tracing? What's going to happen? Is there a vaccination piece to this? And so we'll see all of that coming on the heels of Kevin Durant's legendary, and I don't use that word lightly, legendary performance last night at the Barclays Center. He went for 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. Jeff Green added 20. Jeff Green added 27 points. And the Nets were winners 114-108 last night. So the Chris Paul news, the Kawhi news is going to really dominate. Les says, what are we doing, Jeff, with Chris Paul? Since this mess began, there have been thousands of players who have tested positive for COVID. Probably 99.4% of them have looked great and felt great and resumed playing with no issues. And if those around them have gotten sick, most of them have looked great and felt great too. So why are we still panicking and acting like if we let these guys play, we're going to kill people? Because, well, I think we're towards the end of this pandemic. I think we're still in it. And the leagues have these protocols. And
ask Jason Tatum how it went for him this season, by the way.
How'd it go for Jason Tatum?
He got COVID.
Yep.
And he struggled with his stamina and conditioning all year long.
All year.
And yeah, it's just one. But if you want to start throwing out giant generalizations, there is still a reason if this is a positive test, why they have to take it seriously. And until we know, I don't think we can say what are we doing yet.
Let's find out what's going on. If he's positive, he can't play. And even less to your point, if he's positive, it feels great. He can't play. It's still contagious.
Then it's just
you can't play.
You can't play. The dude's positive. This is, I think, a much different situation than trying to deal with John Rahm on a golf course versus Chris Paul positive. Because what happens to the teammate or the competitor that isn't feeling great after the fact?
Right, because then it's still highly contagious.
Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. It's
still highly contagious. Somebody else gets it. Somebody else doesn't feel. Oh well, let's say they should have got vaccinated. No, that's not how it works. You got a protocol, and that's the protocol is going to. Only baseball can change rules as you go through the middle of the season. Only baseball can change midway, so that's a big deal. All right, I want. Gosh, there's so many places I want to go with this. On the Nets last night. I was listening afterwards. Did you sit Kevin Durant and James Harden in Game 6?
No.
Why would you sit Kevin Durant? I was listening to all this. Would you sit? Now, you might sit James Harden. You might sit James Harden.
Somehow that guy lasted 46 minutes.
He limped around for 46 minutes. And let's see how he feels this morning. I might sit him and go all in on Game 7. Why would I sit Kevin Durant?
I'm not taking that chance. Because we can sit here and say the Bucks are done, and then if you sit your best player, you sit the guy that just had a legendary game. How you feeling if the Bucks win the next?
I listen to that.
Yeah.
Like Kyrie Irving probably isn't going to play. All right, you want to tell me you want to sit Harden? I'm listening to you, okay? Because he obviously is not good health wise. I'll listen to that. Kyrie's going to probably sit. Give me a reason you would sit that guy. I've got none. Go out and win. Don't you want to win in 6? You want to take your chances in Game 7?
I have a reason. Yeah. Like you are at that point. You are forfeiting Game 6.
No, I don't get it.
I believe the Bucks will win if Kevin Durant does not play.
Yeah, if there's no Kevin Durant, limping James Harden, or no James Harden and no Kyrie Irving. With all due respect to Jeff Green, yeah, with all due respect to Jeff Green and Blake Griffin, they're not. At that point, the Bucks are absolutely better. They're not winning that game. Yes, James Harden 5.6 rebounds, 8 assists. He played 46 minutes. Yeah, I don't understand some of the stuff that I listen to, and then I sit around and, well, am I just an idiot? Do I just not get it? Like I don't understand why Giannis Antetokounmpo did not spend some time guarding Kevin Durant. I don't understand that.
Possessions. Give it a try.
You know what I'm saying? A few. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Gopher wants to know the new OD producer rotations. Jeff, so is this permanent? Bobcat comes in, goes 7 strong innings. Then when he reaches his pitch count limit, Steph Cat comes off the bench for a 6-out Thursday, Friday save. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. That's how it is now. It's what it is this week.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the permanent thing now? That's how it is?
I don't know about
however long permanent. Well,
yeah.
Nothing's permanent. None of us are permanent.
But no, next week it changes up a little bit because I have to cover Monday and Tuesday over across the hall.
Oh, look at that.
So Stephanie will be here Monday and Tuesday.
We get an opener.
Did you know that?
And then I don't know. I assume I'll be here on Wednesday, but I don't know.
Yeah, we don't need consistency. It's just a sports animal. I mean,
as long as we get to the end, I'm not worried about roles. Whether the 1 or 2 innings, as long as you get some strikeouts, get in position to close it out.
You got Kevin Durant over here and J.J. Buck. It doesn't matter. He's going to still give you 49 points and a million rebounds. And as long as J.J. Buck's here every day, it's really what matters.
That's right. Obviously.
That powers through.
Okay.
All right. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about this Lobo alumni game that's coming to the Pit July 11th. I think this is a big deal. And it's more than just an alumni game this year. It's a tune-up. A tune-up for what? I'll explain, as will JJ, when we come back. Again, 505-246-0610 is how to get to us both on the NMDOT text line and the Quan's Auto Care hotline.
Speaking of tune-ups, how are you feeling? Are you in position to be the best that you can be this summer. Everything's opening back up. We're getting moving. You're getting busy. You're like, man, I still got to get it in. And what are we talking about? We're talking about fitness, exercise, that work in the gym. Let me tell you about F45 training. F45 training, it's only going to cost you 45 minutes. Get a high-intensity workout, interval training. You're going to hit multiple things in terms of strength training, cardio, all in one with their high-intensity, fast, fun, results-driven workouts. This has helped me get the spark back I needed after such a tough year last year. Now that things are opening back up, you're getting that energy back. You're getting that excitement for getting out. Let's go. F45 training, just 45 minutes. You can find that to fit in your schedule. Check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Take a look at the schedule of classes. They have classes available 7 days a week. You can also sign up for your 7-day free trial on the app. Get in and get going. The atmosphere is fantastic. The trainers are awesome, and you're going to enjoy it. So that's why I say download that app, try out your free trial so you can see what it is all about. Check them out at f45training.com. F45 Training Team, training life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Pepsi and
Road
ups are giving.
virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Cade Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitch.
The news this morning, Chris Paul, Phoenix Suns, COVID protocol. Out indefinitely. What does that mean? Not certain yet. That'll become more clear, hopefully in the next few hours. But Chris Paul's in COVID protocol as the Suns await the winner of the Clippers and Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference Semifinals, which resumes tonight in Salt Lake City, 2-2 is that series, Clippers and Jazz. The best player in the series, Kawhi Leonard, out tonight, knee injury. Reports are it could miss the entire rest of the series. Injuries, availability. Kevin Durant was available last night. 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists. Nets won last night, 114-108 over the Bucks, and I think broke the Bucks. I do. It was something else.
I'm right there with you.
All right. So the UNM alumni basketball games, Cam Bairstow and Brandon Mason and all the guys who put this on, it's been pretty popular when they happened, right? And the last time was, I think, back in 2020. Is that right?
No.
When was the last one? Further than that, what year is this? 2021, 2020, nothing happened. 2018?
It's been a few years.
Yeah. All right. There's going to be a Lobo Alumni All-Star game on July 11th at the Pit. It was announced yesterday. And it's going to take on a little different flair. Not just because the teams are going to be named after former Lobos who have passed in the last year, J.B. White and Calvin Scarborough, but because one team, they're hoping, it will be getting ready for the basketball tournament, the TBT. The Enchantment is an alumni team and so everything I hear, they're participating in July's tournament. But you were just telling me there's like over 100 teams that have applied for 60-something spots. So how does that work?
It used to be fan voting played a big part of it, but as the tournament has grown over the last few years, I'm sure there is a lot more that goes on behind the scenes to secure your spot.
There's some pretty good teams. And I think this is a pretty good one right here. J.R. Giddens and Darrington Hobson and Antono Jackson and Anthony Mathis. Oh, now he's a former Lobo. Philip McDonald, Jamal Smith, Drew Gordon. Kenny Thomas is going to coach it. Tim Williams is going to play. It's a pretty good team. Guys that have been playing around. Alex Kirk's not playing. Is that right?
He's not on the roster as of right now.
Okay. And he's been playing over in Japan. But that's good. And Brandon says, whoever we need, come on, JR, Kenny, Drew Gordon, Phil McDonald, whatever you want next week. It'll be great. I think this is really cool. First of all, tickets are $10. You can get in for $10. It's July 11th. the excitement around Lowell basketball right now, I think this, first of all, second of all, I think it's a big opportunity for Richard Pitino, right? To embrace these guys, all these alumni who are coming back. It's kind of like everybody's coming home for Thanksgiving, right? All these guys who are coming back, it's a chance for Richard to really embrace some of the history and the people who have made that history of Lowell basketball. And just kind of sit back. He didn't have to play a part in it necessarily. Just open it up in his gym, but sit back. He probably should throw a
high fives, handshakes, and bro hugs.
but have a nice social event the night before, and get to know each and every one of these guys who over the years, to not everybody, but some of them have, I haven't felt welcome. Whether it's football, basketball, you always hear that, right? Because everybody wants to be reached out to personally. Well, here's a chance they're all coming to you. So I think it's a great opportunity for Richard. I think it's a great opportunity for a Lowell basketball fan because you always love these guys from the past, and the further away they played, the better they were, right? The legend of these guys, and so I think there's a lot to this, man. I think this is, to me, everything about this is good.
I agree. I've been waiting for this for a while. There's so many cool things, not just about the basketball tournament, but then able to incorporate that into all-star / alumni game at the Pit. I think it's great for Brandon Mason and company, what they're able to do, get the players back, get the energy back in the building for basketball, especially coming out of this past year. I am very excited about all this.
And the timing's right. I get Omar. Like Omar, you tell me when. Omar wants it on Labor Day when everybody tells me you shouldn't play a game, right? But Omar's going to be around. Everybody else is going to the lake. Might not be water in the lake, but everybody else is going to the lake. Omar says July 11th is an awkward time to stick a random basketball game in Wise Pies. Really? Why not use it as part of a massive return to sports Lowell kickoff Labor Day holiday weekend, maybe to encourage folks to stay in town instead of going to the lake? They could sell one pass that gets you into every contest. Women's soccer can play Thursday night, Lowell volleyball Friday, football versus Houston Baptist Saturday, and wrap it all up with Cam's game at University Arena Sunday night. They need to make opening weekend spectacular. That'll make folks want to change their plans. What if they don't change their plan? First
hey,
of all,
Omar.
Yeah.
I'm just going to – your email's wrong.
Yeah,
because
so wrong.
This is about getting ready for the basketball tournament.
Yes.
And it's not just Cam's alumni game because TBT starts July 16th.
Yeah.
So that's why they're playing this game July 11th, to continue to get these players together, have the warm-up, and be ready to go for the tournament, which they believe that they're in now, so that's what it is for.
By the way,
just know the facts.
Don't let the players' schedule
it
factor into anything. This is when the players are available too. You start, don't let their schedule factor into anything you want to do.
This is all about.
It's about making your weekend.
Getting ready for the TBT.
Yeah, it's a huge piece of that. Getting ready for the tournament that will be in a few weeks after that. Yes. So
5 days after that.
5 days after that?
Yeah.
So this
tournament starts July 16th.
So this will be their final tune-up. Yeah. All right.
That's what it's about.
But Omar wants it on Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
And that's the weekend you guys all tell me, because I get the next email's coming. It might even be from the same dude. I don't know. Why are they playing Labor Day weekend, Jeff? They should play on Thursday. They can't. Everybody's going to the lake. It's stupid to play at home on Labor Day weekend. All right. But yeah, Bob, you're going to realize nothing's ever good enough around here. Nothing's ever free enough, and nothing's ever good enough. You can play a game on Saturday afternoon. Well, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's too early, it's too late, it's too Saturday. There's always a reason why it won't work.
You want me to break out the baby crying?
Nope. Just welcome.
Okay, you didn't know what the TBT was. Now we're just let you know why this game is happening.
Never good enough. This show is striving to be good enough. We'll try harder next segment. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Aaron, Bob, you all. Glad you're with us on ProView Networks and 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
By Alvarado, that'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there. 1-0 the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Good over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
This is the opening drive with 2-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Buck.
Well, welcome to your Wednesday, and a Wednesday morning that has been full of big breaking news in the National Basketball Association. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Chris Paul on COVID protocol in the National Basketball Association. And whilst the Suns are resting and awaiting the winner of the Jazz Clippers to go on to the Western Conference Final, Chris Paul theoretically, and we're waiting for details, but because I don't know if it's a positive test yet, or if it is a contact tracing, or what the vaccination situation is. But Chris Paul is in COVID protocol and could miss games 1 and or 2 of the Western Conference Finals, depending on when they are and what happens. That's not the only big news. Kawhi Leonard will not play tonight for the Clippers. The Claw, as they call him, has a bad knee. He injured that in Game 4 in the victory against the Utah Jazz. He will not play tonight, could miss the remainder of that series, which I believe would alter the outcome of that series. So 2 big stories in the NBA coming off of a legendary performance last night by Kevin Durant, who scored 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, and a 114-108 Nets victory over the Milwaukee Bucks, a game that the Bucks had no business losing, and the Nets really had no business winning if it wasn't for a heroic, legendary Superman jump on my cape performance by KD.
But KD did what we ask of every superstar. Just go win a game. Who's going to be that guy? You can't do it by yourself. Well, getting to a championship by yourself is few and far between. Winning one, that just doesn't happen. But getting your team to the next day, to the next game, that is what Kevin Durant did last night. You need guys to contribute, absolutely. But 49-point triple-double. Kevin Durant, he can jump on whatever burner account he wants to snap back, because last night was a reminder. We know he's good, but I don't think Kevin Durant gets his due because of the social media stuff, because people just see, I just joined the Warriors to win a championship. So be it. What he did last night was take the soul out of a franchise, a game that Milwaukee should not have lost, being up 17 at halftime, pretty much playing 4-on-5. Like James Harden's like, look at me, I'm over here. Just kidding, I'm not doing anything. And that man, Kevin Durant, showed you he is the best scorer on the planet.
You know, the shot he made at the end of a shot clock, off balance 3 from kind of a little off center right, that just splashed down, and then he looked up and just kind of took that breath and looked like he was just enjoying the moment. You know what I'm talking about, where he just, oh, this feels good. It was just a guy in a zone, and when that one went in, and look, this is why I tell you, it feels to me like in every championship run, there's one of those games. Back in the playoffs, not even in the championship series, but a game that changed a series, whether it's in the conference semifinals, as this was, a conference final, where a guy, a superstar, just has one of those only he could do it moments. Kawhi has done it before. Certainly LeBron James did it. Steph Curry has done it. I think even Klay Thompson has had a moment or two like that. And Kevin Durant had one last night where it's only that guy, and there's nothing you can do, and he realizes in the moment, I am out of my tree. I'm just out of my bleeping mind, and he looks up and just enjoys the moment. That shot right there was the definition of what happened yesterday to me.
And there's no one like him.
That's right.
Just the way he's built, how he can handle the basketball, he can elevate over everyone. And what I did love, too, is even in the fourth quarter, late in that game, Kevin Durant, who was on the floor for 48
every minute. That's every one of the
effort
minutes.
He was giving on the defensive end. What he was putting into that game to lead the Nets, not just in scoring, but overall the rebounds, the assists, the comeback. Unbelievable night for Kevin Durant.
And there's a reason that there's a top shelf, and I think there's only 3 guys on it. And maybe 4 if you want to include Steph. That includes LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard in whatever order you want to put them in. And I think Kevin Durant might be, well, right now is at the top, right?
Yeah, the order starts with Kevin Durant.
Yeah. And I think it's those 3 guys on this top shelf, and then there's a bunch of guys on that next shelf, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is on that shelf, and maybe Joel Embiid is on that shelf, and Damian Lillard, but I think Steph Curry, because of his championships, gets on that top shelf because of the things that we've seen him do. Giannis Antetokounmpo is not, and he was good in the first half. He's got to make that play where the ball was delivered to him right in his hands, down by 2, and he dropped the ball. You've just got to make the play. Now, the defense was swarming. Now, and Charles Barkley made a really good point after the game. He says, I have no doubt in my mind that he dropped that ball because he was rushing, because he wanted to get the shot up because he knew they were going to foul him, because he's not a good foul shooter. And the point was made on Kenny Smith made it on the postgame show. Guys who can't shoot free throws or who are not reliable at the free throw line are somewhat taken out of the game, like Shaquille was. He looked at Shaq. He said, Shaq, he's great for 46 minutes, but Kobe's got to take it the last 2 because they're going to foul Shaq.
And Giannis is an athletic Shaq. If you want to try to classify his game, because he can have that kind of impact on the inside, but how are you finishing games? How are you getting to that point? Because you are a playmaker. You can create for yourself and others. And it's the Ben Simmons situation. Is how are you going to be meaningful for those final 2 minutes?
He's got to be there in the final 2. And JJ, it was a great pass. It was an interior pass. It was waist high. It wasn't at his knees. It wasn't at his ankles. He dropped the ball. He turned it over. He missed a couple shots down the stretch. Now, I would have liked to see Giannis be guarding Kevin Durant. At least try it. I like Mike Budenholzer. I've always liked Mike Budenholzer, but to your point, I think he's going to lose his job if they don't win the series. And he's taken a lot of criticism, and I think rightfully so. Now, he didn't drop the ball.
No.
He didn't miss the shots. He's not missing free throws, but he is the one who's calling defensive assignments. He is.
The coach is always the first to go.
How do you clamp down, though, on Giannis? And he didn't do it much last night as far as shooting three-pointers and as much as he was doing throughout the series. But how do you clamp down on shot selection? Like, you can tell guys all you want, right? Or is this...simply, and again, I'm going back to the TNT show so much that that's the way they play.
4 threes, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, 4's fine. I don't mind. That's all he took last night. Yeah. But as Ernie Johnson said early in the series, that's just the way they play. And Charles Barkley made a point. That's fine. If you play poorly or make mistakes and get away with it and win, you continue to do it until your deficiency shows. And I know I'm paraphrasing. I can't tell you the last time I heard so many people who know basketball use the words dumb and stupid in regards to the way a team played as I did about the way the Bucks have played in this series and specifically last night.
And to me, it really comes down defensively. Kevin Durant's going to score points, but it's what are you doing on a Jeff Green? How are you going to limit those other guys? Because that's what pushes you over the top. Kevin Durant's 49 points. Well, you can still win that game if Jeff Green had 15. And because you look at Giannis overall, nothing about his stat line. Of course, that doesn't tell the whole story. Stands out, and I go, man, that's not what I want to see Giannis doing. It was 14 to 22 from the field, 4 3-point attempts, 4 7 at the free throw line, with 4 turnovers.
His line,
I'll take that.
Yeah,
but it's what happened in the second half.
Right.
When those jumpers came,
that's right.
How they changed their offensive possessions, and the fact that they couldn't slow down Brooklyn overall, not just Kevin Durant. The Nets scored 38 and then 33 points in the third and fourth quarter, where Milwaukee was 28 and 21.
Milwaukee turned the ball over 12 times, which doesn't feel like a ton. They got out-rebounded by 1, which is fine. I mean, they just got out-Duranted. I mean, it's really what, Durantula was a great nickname, but the Slim Reaper is so much more descriptive. The Slim Reaper just came and took their soul, as you said. He just did. And he had a little help from Jeff Green, who came with Jeff Green.
Gotta love Jeff Green.
Well, so with all due respect, and I'm going back to yesterday's conversation a number of times, when I said, look, Durant's got to be Superman, and
you meant Jeff Green.
No, I said Joe Harris, but I meant somebody, and you said, well, maybe Brown, and he gave you 2 points, right? I mean, you got 5 points out of James Harden and won the game. You got Kyrie didn't play, and you won the game. You got 27 out of Jeff Green wasn't even on my radar. If I'd have looked at their roster,
second game back.
I know.
Missed the last 6 with a boot.
If I'd have looked at their roster and said, who's going to be the guy that gives him 27, and it's not Harden, it was going to be Blake Griffin or it was going to be Joe Harris, right?
Yeah, you would have been third or fourth name would have been Jeff Green.
It would not for me. I would have gone Shamet first. I'd have gone anywhere. That guy came out, but this is what I'm telling you. That was that performance. That is your J.R. Smith performance. That is your guys who just come off the bench.
That's what role players are for.
And find a guy that just lights it up. That was the other night, your boy Shake Melton, right? At Philadelphia. Where did that come from? But those are those legendary performances in playoff games where Durant goes for, Steph Curry goes for $1 million and I mean, Iguodala, I guess, but it feels like that's not doing Iguodala justice. But somebody comes off the bench. Your Robert Horry comes off the bench. Your Derek Fisher scores for the Lakers back in the day. The guy that's not LeBron, that's not Kobe, that's not Kevin Durant, that's not Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jeff freaking Green?
I love me some Jeff Green. He has been through so much. He had dealt with heart surgery early.
That's a great story.
Coming back, he is built for this game. He can play the 3, play undersized 4, he can shoot the 3 well. A prominent player on this team. Like this entire season, now not 20 points, but you look at minutes played, like Jeff Green's a dude that Steve Nash relies on. And he finally had his moment. He said it last night and said, all right, they're going to play off of me, and I shot with confidence, and boy, did he ever.
He didn't miss one till the fourth quarter. He didn't. I mean, Jeff freaking Green. If you need him, there he is. But if your money was on him scoring 27, you win big last night, just like the Brooklyn Nets did. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. That's the Kwan's Auto Care hotline. You can lob us a call, or you can thumb out a text. That's the NMDOT text line, 505-246-0610. Got emails in this morning, Jeff or JJ at sports@WQ.com. On the Twitter, follow JJ. It's _JJ Buck. And, of course, you can watch the show on ProView Networks. Comcast Channel 26 on their YouTube page or on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM. Sebastian Noel is going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock. We're going to get into some high school stuff, some policy stuff, some off-season stuff, some late-season stuff, all kinds of things that are going on. Child Artie, she was out the door at 7:28 this morning, says the camera, out training already for next cross-country season. Huh? How about that? By the way, Bobcat brought me some new smoked salt today.
Ooh.
I got a gift. I was sitting right here, a little bag of smoked. I think that's what it was. It's not like bath salts or something. All right, I just want to make sure. Hey, security for your home or security for your business is like insurance. You know you need it. You don't want to pay for it. Then a bad guy breaks in and you realize you should have been prepared. Do not wait until it's too late. Call International Protective Service, IPS. They will look out for your property. They will look out for you. Let IPS protect your home or your business with on-site guards or 24-hour patrols and stop crime before it happens to you. It's travel season. Coming off a year where you didn't travel at all, you're probably going somewhere. Who's watching your house? And I sure hope it's the good guys. Call IPS and let them know you're going away. They'll do exterior checks, pick up the newspaper, the mail, if you ask them to. Move your garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day. Just give your home that lived-in look and protect what is important to you, and you'll have incredible peace of mind. No long-term contracts, and they are local. Aaron's committed to making Albuquerque a better and safer place to live and work. Call IPS at 505-897-2420, area code 505-897-2420, or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
Father. Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
these are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Well, thank you to the Arizona Diamondbacks. They've got to pull this off now. They got to lose tonight, right? Diamondbacks were on the verge, or are on the verge, of setting a record for most consecutive losses on the road in Major League Baseball. They were up in San Francisco yesterday, JJ, 7-0, and it was all going to go to hell. And then, well, they came from ahead and lost. Giants beat them last night, and they've lost 20 in a row. By the way, quietly, have you seen what the Orioles have done? Orioles have lost 17 in a row on the road.
Hey!
Here come the Orioles trying to break that record as well.
I still don't know how the Rockies have won 27 games.
And only 5 on the road?
Ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
They've only lost 5 on the road. Yeah. Big news this morning, by the way. If you're just joining us, Kawhi Leonard out, knee injury. Will not play tonight. May miss the remainder of the series against the Utah Jazz.
Padres better watch out, by the way.
I know.
Lost 2 in a row.
To the Rockies.
Colorado.
To the Rockies. I know. That's your team.
Watch out.
Yeah, it's got to kill you.
Coming.
Game 5 tonight is in Salt Lake City. No Kawhi Leonard. Chris Paul, COVID protocol. He is out indefinitely, and we'll figure out what indefinitely ends up meaning. 505-246-0610. Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning. So, I guess, this COVID thing's still around, but little birdie told me that the state is opening up July 1st, 100%.
Yeah, assuming we hit this 60% by, what, tomorrow? Was that tomorrow the deadline?
Yeah. I think so, and we're 8% or something like that.
Yeah, we're really close.
So, what's a couple of percentage points? Let's just get this thing rolling. I wanted to remind people, since things are opening up, about July 11th. That's a good chance to see some of your favorite all-time Lobos.
Yeah, we're just talking about that. It's a great opportunity. Go ahead and talk about it.
Well, Kenny's going to be coaching that team, and they've got some – I think they've got some talent, and I think they might have enough talent to make a run at that $1 million purse, which would be awesome for those guys. So I'm doing everything I can to help promote that, and if you haven't heard about it, it's going to be the J.B. White team versus the Kelvin Scarborough team in honor of those two gentlemen that gave so much to basketball, JB was just a budding star, but I think a lot of people remember him and saw the smile on his face. And, you know, the joy that he played basketball with was only matched by Kelvin Scarborough, I think.
Right.
Kelvin always had a smile on his face while he was destroying people with his speed and his athletic ability. So it's a good chance to maybe reconnect with Butta Hobson and Pancake Thomas and some of those guys that we cheered for. So I'm real excited about that, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make it out to Wichita and see that tournament. I think
Is that where it is?
pretty good.
Wichita? How does it get to Wichita?
Yeah, Wichita, Kansas.
That's a random spot, is it not?
The first
Yeah.
Wichita and
I guess
Charleston, West Virginia. The
Charleston, West Virginia? Wow.
where the first round is.
All right.
Sites.
See, they seem so random.
It must be where the promoters live.
Okay.
Playing
I don't know.
at, Wichita State.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But they are going to be, all the games will be broadcast on ESPN.
Okay.
So.
And this
a good way to
is
get
a lose and you're out, man. It's a single elimination. Winner gets $1 million, right? And they split the $1 million amongst the team, right?
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a good opportunity, and I mean that's a pretty good roster, you know, that they got. They got some players that were stars at UNM, so I'm real excited about seeing what happens with that. And you know what's so nice about now is actually I take my walk in the morning and you smile at somebody and you can actually see them smiling back. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, we're getting back to some sense of normalcy. There were 52 normalcy. There were 52,000 people at Dodger Stadium last night, largest crowd outside of the Indy 500 since COVID.
Well, I mean, you know, now that more emails are being released by Dr. Fearmonger Fauci, I think people are starting to realize that maybe it wasn't as bad as it was. But let's get out of this and everybody try to keep a positive attitude going forward, and I think we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, we're on our way. All right, man. Good to hear you. See you. Rudy called 505-246-0610. Or you can get there. You can send something to the text line as well. AC's in on the Suns. He said the NBA must really hate the Suns. When Robert Horry cheap shot the Suns player, caused 2 to 3 players to be suspended. Now CP3 with the COVID, very unlikely. If this happened to LeBron, he'd miss the next game. The Suns do get some tough breaks. Look, if this was LeBron, I mean, wouldn't he have to sit out too?
Well, we just saw it happen with LeBron.
It's a really good point.
So we have to, I guess,
And
what
you're talking
is a positive test or not?
Yeah.
Because if it's not a positive test and CP3 tests negative, he should be playing game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean, to your point on LeBron, what happened was he was at that party without a mask, which supposedly broke protocol. And, well, no, he's LeBron. He that didn't break protocol because everybody was vaccinated. And they had to show their card, and everybody was fine there. So LeBron could play. Chris Paul's a pretty big star, isn't he?
He is.
I mean, he's in, well, not more commercials. Although his commercial frequency, State Farm does a hell of a buy. Yeah. Like is he in anything else but State Farm? Because their frequency on commercials is more. LeBron's in what? He's in my Mountain Dew commercials. What else do I have to see him in?
Space Jam ads.
Are you going to watch Space Jam? Is that something that interests you at all?
I will for the little one because Space Jam was such a huge part of my childhood.
Fair enough. You got a 2-year-old. Yeah. All right. I have no desire. I didn't love Space Jam, the first one. It was cute. Like I watched it. It's not one of those where I watched it over and over, and I might have been past my prime.
Well, I did
Space
because
Jam
I was
prime.
like 8.
Yeah, it's probably more your era. Yeah, I guess I was. Either that or I didn't smoke enough weed and I didn't really sit around and watch. Right? I mean, what did you ever see Space Jam, the original with Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny and that cast?
Actually, I think I did.
Yeah. See, I think I watched it once, but like Jay just said, it was a big part of his childhood. Now they got the remake with LeBron, but it's not something that it's on my have to list. I don't know. I mean, maybe I will. The 15-year-old kid wants to see it, or we'll get there. All right, big news in basketball today. I got a bunch of emails to do. Phones are ringing at 505-246-0610. A couple lines open for you now. Send us a text on the NMDOT text line at 505-246-0610. Get to the phones. We come back. Sebastian Noel at the top. I still want to get into Tyler Glasnow. We've got a picture explaining to you now Major League Baseball why they use the sticky stuff, why the crackdown is so bad, and he is blaming his elbow injury now on not using the sticky stuff. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McClain and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a. Oh, wow.
The Nets beating the Bucks isn't the biggest story anymore. KD was terrific, though. I mean, he's the best player. Kawhi Leonard out tonight, maybe the rest of the series. Knee injury, Clippers and Jazz, Game 5 tonight in Salt Lake City. Chris Paul, COVID protocol, out indefinitely. That could be a day, it could be 3 days, it could be 2 weeks, who knows, as the Suns await the winner of the Jazz and Clippers to go to the Western Conference Final. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Bobcats producing, or is that Gato Roberto producing on the radio side, Aaron producing on the TV side. I'm watching, so Aaron Rodgers, A-Raj and Jordan Love, J-Lo, A-Raj and J-Lo are split same time that A-Rod and J-Lo split. Is there something to that? Just ask.
I think you just figured out the entire situation.
Is that what it is? Because A-Rod and J-Lo split earlier this year, so A-Raj and J-Lo at the Packers are splitting apart. I mean, I'm no.
Finally got to the bottom of it.
I'm no linguist like this guy is, but I'm just asking. Hello, Edward.
What a correlation, my friends. That's awesome.
Just asking.
You know, there's death, taxes, Crusher being devastatingly handsome, tragically brilliant, and painfully accurate, and Chris Paul missing time in critical games.
So jacked up.
My God. I mean, at least he's consistent. That's what I can say about Chris Paul.
So jacked up.
Some of it, some of it out of his control, a lot of it out of his control. You know, I'm a big LeBron fan. He's my second favorite player all time outside of Julius Erving, Dr. J. But I have less than zero interest in watching Space Jam 2 or whatever it's deemed. I didn't even like the first one. Let me tell you this, though. Like Mike with Little Bow Wow, that's a very underrated basketball film. But I'm going to kick you back all the way to 1977, Jeff. I did watch One-on-One with Henry Steele, and you and I can attest to this. Maybe he wasn't slow, but he was a vertically challenged Caucasian who went and played Division I basketball, Robbie Benson. And then 1979, with the aforementioned, my favorite player ever, Dr. J, the fish that saved Pittsburgh. He was Moses Guthrie. And you know who else was in that film? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and your favorite all-time player, Meadowlark Lemon. But I threw those references out there for you.
That's terrific.
Hey, some talk about last night's game. KD was incredible. I'm not a big fan of his mental softness overall, but there is no doubt he is the most dynamic scorer we've seen.
How is he mentally soft? He might be sensitive. How is he mentally soft? I think there's a difference between a little sensitive and being. How is that guy mentally soft?
Well, we have a litany of. Well, you want to talk about his fake?
Yeah, he may be
Instagram.
sensitive. He may be a little overly sensitive. I'm watching a guy who's a flat out killer on the court, and I think always has been when the time is come to it.
He acts like all of us do on social media a lot of the time.
Agreed, JJ. That's a very good point. I will stand firm in this. He pulled the weakest move in the history of free agency. The weakest move, and I refuse to get challenged on that. With a team that beat when you were up 3-1 and you missed 10-foot jumper after 10-foot jumper after 10-foot jumper in 3 consecutive games, and then you go join the team that beat you. Come on, man.
Win.
That's not why I called.
Nets. All right, why'd you call?
You referenced, I'm going to quote the great Bill Belichick, the greatest coach in the 102 now history of the NFL.
Yeah.
More games are lost than won. That game was lost last night.
No doubt.
That game was lost.
Look, but Kevin Durant won the game, but Milwaukee lost that game.
Yeah, and so it was a phenomenal performance. Behind every great comeback is an epic collapse. We all know that. But injuries are such a huge part of the game, and I think you said it earlier, the whole 2021 NBA season. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind if AD comes in focused and not out of shape and takes the whole offseason off, I think the Lakers get to the finals again, right? And every team has benefited from major injuries. I think that Gronk getting hurt in the NFC title game in 2011 cost the Patriots a Super Bowl win against the Giants. And another when T.J. Ward took his knees out
Injuries
when he played for the
man.
Cleveland Browns. It happened. It's part of the deal. But the injury bug, I think the NBA this year is going to be a testament to a war of attrition. And it's going to be pretty interesting how this all plays out. And you're right, Jeff. We don't know There's no guarantees. We're going to probably see more injuries. And hell, maybe the Atlanta Hawks will win the NBA title. I'd love to see Phoenix win it, just because they kind of got a cool vibe going. But Chris Paul, my God, clean it up, man. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you today, and I appreciate you letting me vent a little bit and share my thoughts.
Good day,
Have a delightful day.
See you. This one, I want to hear what happened before I start ripping on Chris Paul. Is that all right?
Absolutely. We have to know, is this contact? Is it positive? Because that changes the reaction to it.
To his point, though, this is whether it's a knee injury, a hamstring, or COVID protocol, he's unavailable. I mean, when it comes right down to it, they're all the same. It doesn't matter when it comes to competition, right? The guy's been playing the best I think he's ever played in his life, and to have that it's just brutal. If you haven't heard, Kawhi Leonard not going to play tonight, knee injury, maybe out the rest of the series, and Chris Paul this morning, COVID protocol, out indefinitely. Bruin James. Hello, James.
Hey. Guess what? I'm on my way to the airport right now.
Where you going,
and,
bro?
I just signed a contract with the Clippers. I got a 10-day, and they wanted a guy from the IE to take over for a guy from the IE. So that's what I'm doing right now. So, hey, I'll see you guys on TV, bro.
All right.
I'll send you guys a message.
All right. Best of luck to you. So that
hit the corner three.
Yeah, I hope it can bounce around a couple of times and go. IE. You know what the IE is, Bob? Gato Roberto? Inland Empire. That's where James is from, and that's where Kawhi Leonard's from, Riverside. And this is your recruiting expert in the IE, as he calls it, the Inland Empire. All right, when do we get official U.S. Open picks? Xander Schauffele. I hope Max Homa and your guy Xander Schauffele pack their dark unis. They're going to feel like they're opening with the first two games on the road. Who's Xander Schauffele and Max Homa playing with? Are they playing with Phil?
Probably, I would assume.
Yeah, so just from that, I didn't even look at
I don't even know the pairings.
Yeah.
The question that I wanted to ask you, I know we talk so much about Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka. Do you pair them? Do you not? Whatever. Who would be the third? Who would you throw in the middle of that mix?
That's such a good question. When we got a second here to talk about that, and then we'll hear some sound when we come back on that. We talked about that yesterday. Evidently, the PGA, or I guess this would be the USGA, who controls the U.S. Open, asked Bryson DeChambeau's agent if he would, how he would feel about being paired with Koepka, and we'll hear their comments. The more I thought about it, first of all, that would be a circus. And if I'm DeChambeau and I'm the defending champion, I don't need that. I don't need everybody screaming that crap at me all day. If it happens on the weekend, fine, let it happen. But I'm gonna, if you're gonna give me the option, I'm gonna opt to not create that circus. Especially, I think San Diego is much like, although not exactly like the Phoenix event, and maybe the Open will be different than Torrey Pines, but it is that low key. What's up, brah? SoCal, more of a now. This is the U.S. Open. This isn't the Farmers Insurance, so it might be a little different. But I think for the most part, that's that crowd. I just think it would be a circus. To your point, who would be the third? I haven't thought of that, and I have no. I mean, there's nobody you would want to throw in there to be that third wheel and just have to deal with that circus.
Gary Woodland.
It's interesting. All right, I'm down.
I think we were watching the same thing last night on SVP, and they were kind of rolling through it. And he's like, I would just be there just trying to amp them both up and get under
somebody to just talk, bleep, and egg them both. Did you hear what he said? Did you see the way he looked at you? Brooks rolled his eyes. And Bryson, he can't keep up with you, man. He's 40 yards short. He's swinging out of his shoes.
Say what you want. I think he's handling this pretty well, and I think he is more receptive to it than a lot of other people would be.
I think there's a lot to that too. When we come back, let's listen to a little bit about what those guys had to say. With, of course, the U.S. Open getting started tomorrow in San Diego at Torrey Pines. This is going to be. I think this is going to be terrific. I really, really, really believe this is going to be terrific, and you're going to get a chance to see something fun. And if they get paired, the odds are slim that they're going to be at the same place on the leaderboard to get paired on the weekend. But you know what? Gary Woodland's point is right. I'd do it because I would egg them both on. Bryson, he can't keep up with you. He's swinging out of his shoes, dude. He's trying so hard he can't keep up with you, big man. Brooks, did you see him? Did you see how much time is he going to take? Just egg them both on. Just egg them both on and try to get him. No, I get it. Hey, by the way, U.S. Open ends on Sundays every year, which is Father's Day, which is a kind of a fun Father's Day tradition. Have you thought about your Father's Day gift? I've got the spot for you. I've got this solved for you, and I've got a reason to go over to All In Autographs. All In Autographs is a brand new spot. It just opened a few weeks ago on Wyoming, just to the south of Manal, 2225 Wyoming Northeast. They're open at 11 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday through Sunday, so they're open now. It is sports memorabilia, cards and autographs and jerseys. It's movie memorabilia. If you are like a Star Wars fan, this is just go take a look at it. There's going to be something you want. If you're a history buff and you love history memorabilia, they've got all kinds of great things there. Like humidors from the White House and the Chief of Staff United States pin set that is there. Buzz Aldrin signed Apollo 11 moon landing framed photo signature cutout. I mean, so what this place is, it's like a museum, but you can take part of the museum home. And if you go in now and tell them that you heard about them on the Sports Animal, you listened to the opening drive and Jeff told you about it, you will get $25 off of any purchase of $100 or more. Go take a look at this. Don't do the tie and the socks and the same thing again this year. Go to All In Autographs and check out what they've got. You're really going to like it. The number's 505-504-7575 if you want to give them a call. 505-504-7575. Get over there. They open at 11 o'clock. 2225 Wyoming Northeast, just to the south of Manal. It's All In Autographs. You can say thank you later.
Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there. 1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep, and it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to dcesystemsinc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Club.
Curious where you are on Bryson and Brooks as we go into the Open tomorrow. But let me give you the headlines first. And I know I will. If you're with us all morning, I know I'm pounding you over the head with this, but understand that our audience continues to come in and go, and that's just the way radio is. And the big news this morning, Kawhi Leonard out with a knee injury, will not play tonight in Game 5 against the Jazz. That series is tied 2-2, Western Conference semifinal. The winner will get the Suns in the Western Conference final, and Chris Paul of the Suns is in COVID protocol. Word came out this morning. He is out indefinitely. So huge, huge news coming off of a legendary performance by Kevin Durant last night, 49 points in that Nets victory over the Bucks to give Brooklyn a 3-2 lead in the Eastern Conference semifinal. Oh, and then Atlanta will play Philadelphia tonight. So that's what you got in the NBA. All right, Bryson and Brooks. So evidently, I told you yesterday, if they asked Bryson, they had to ask Brooks too, right? Do you want to play? They couldn't just ask one of them. Or would they just ask Bryson because he's the defending champion? Brooks has won this thing.
Did they even talk to them? Did it get that far? Was it just the agents? They just floated out there?
I don't know. So I told you my feeling, and Van Pelt said it last night, and this is kind of where I was going yesterday with it. If I'm the defending, I don't need to create a zoo. Like, it's already going to be a distraction being the defending champion. Now this feud, that will be just a gong show with the gallery, especially a Southern California gallery. I don't need it. So here's Brooks He was asked yesterday about the feud, and there's a lot of people, by the way, who thinks this is just a manufactured BS feud. And then there's most people who say no, they really don't like each other. But here's Koepka on it yesterday, and the pairing and the whole thing.
I think it's good for the game. It's bringing new eyeballs. Like I said last week, you've got different. I mean, it's pretty much been on every news channel. Pretty much everything you look at online, and it's got this in the headline, or it's up there as a big news story. To me, that's growing the game. You're putting it in front of eyeballs. You're putting it in front of people. The game of golf who probably normally don't look at golf, don't play it, might get them involved. So I don't know how it's not growing the game.
Yeah, I think that's right. I agree with that. Now, whether it's real or not is a whole, you can have that debate. I think it's real but amplified. Does that make sense? I think they just genuinely don't like each other, and then they're realizing, damn, we can monetize this, right?
Now they're really taking it to another level since the infamous "you walked behind me."
Yeah. I mean, I think they really don't like each other, but I think it's amplified. Bryson, you feel Bryson's handling this well, right?
I do.
Bryson was asked about it yesterday. Here's his response.
I wouldn't say, look, for me, I'm always going to be trying to, play my game and not really worry too much about what other people are doing. But, I think there are just times where if it gets outside the scope of, just integrity and honor, then, that can get a little interesting. But at the same point in time, all of it's been good fun. It's been fun. I mean, shoot, to be honest, people saying, Brooksy's name out there, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's hilarious.
What does integrity and honor mean? Taking like an hour to hit a golf ball, is that integrity and honor in golf? I don't know. I mean, it hasn't. Is rolling your eyes outside the realm of integrity and honor? I don't understand. But whatever it is, look, I think Bryson also said, I'll play with whoever they pair him with. I don't care. But word is his agent said, yeah, no, thank you. We don't need that. I don't blame him. I don't need to create the circus. U.S. Open is a big enough circus as it is. If I get into the weekend and I'm in contention, it's going to be a gong show. It's a Southern California loose, beverage-fueled crowd anyway. I just don't need 2 days of looking at that guy and listening.
Don't want the smoke, don't start the fire.
Well, but why do I have to light the fire? Why do I have to create the smoke?
Well, they already both did.
They did. But if you're going to give me the option, do I have to? If you're going to ask me, do I want to play with the guy or not? I'm going to tell you I don't want to play.
Now,
if I don't like him, why would I want to play with him? Why do I tell you I play golf? What do I tell you all the time? Because there's stuff I don't like to do that much with anything for 4 hours. And when I play, I'm almost always with people I enjoy being with. I have good music and a couple beers.
A golf tournament. It's not.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Who you're paired with.
I get it. But would you opt to spend 4 hours with somebody you don't like if you didn't have to?
To me, if it happens organically on the weekend, it's going to be unbelievable.
Agreed. Totally.
But that percentage is so small of that actually happening.
Okay.
That if you say this is good for the game and you buy into it and you're like, oh, we're on the news, then play together.
So let me ask you this. If you don't have to name somebody, but I'm sure there's somebody you don't like. Okay. And you have, let's just say you have some feud.
But this is sport. This is competition.
All right. So you have the opportunity.
Paying 4 hours to be on the golf course.
I can. You're going to work. You can work in your setup where you normally do, or you can spend 4 hours or 8 hour shift working with that person. You opting to do it?
This is nowhere near that. If it was straight up competition where I could beat that person,
I can still beat him
100%.
I just don't know why I would opt to, and that's cool if you disagree. I don't have a problem with that. But from where I'm coming from, if you're asking me, do I want to spend spend 4 hours on Thursday or 5 hours on Thursday and Friday with that dude who I don't like, or do I not want to?
I'm better than him, and it can put it up on a scoreboard.
But I can put it up on a scoreboard no matter what, and everybody's going to be looking at those two names. Honestly, if I don't like that dude, I don't want to spend time with him. I'd rather go hang out with Gary Woodland or pair me with Tony Finau. Well, I just think they're exclusive of each other. Do I want to play with that guy at the U.S. Open on Thursday and Friday, or do I dislike him?
Well, if it's good for the game, take it to the next level.
Yeah, but why do I? So what's more important, my game or the game? What's more important, my game or the game?
If you can't handle it, then step away.
But why create it is all.
Then why do this?
Then why do what?
All this. Like the back and forth, the social media videos.
because I don't like him and I don't want to spend time with him. I see your point. I just
tell me
I just don't.
Game
I don't
if you
subscribe
don't
to
want to
it.
step up and play in a group with them.
Yeah, I see your point. I just don't subscribe to it. If it was me, so you would say, yeah, let's do it.
If it was competition,
so you would do it. You would say, yeah, I'd rather.
Yes, because this isn't me weekend golf recreation.
Right.
This is like their livelihood.
Right.
And if they're gonna sit there and say, yeah, this rivalry is good, then if it was a situation where I'm not sitting at a desk for 8 hours, but it's, hey, you're going to step on the court with this dude. He's the guy you want to go against.
I'd rather see. Let me see him on Sunday. Let's see if he can play up to my level and be prepared with me. I have no desire to go hang out with someone I don't like for 4 or 5 hours. None.
I don't either. But this is entirely different.
It's not entirely different. I see how it's somewhat different. It's not entirely different. I still got to spend 5 hours with
You don't have to talk to him.
You're right. You're right. And I'd rather hang out with someone who I can or I enjoy being with. That would be me. I would have done what both of these guys did and said, yeah, I'm good. If it happens on the weekend, I'm good with it. I see where you're coming from. If it's
for the matter, if you want this to be a rivalry at some point.
So do they want it to be, or do they are kind of mired in it? Do you think they both stumbled into it?
They're keeping it going.
Yeah, no, they're keeping it going now. I think they both stumbled into it, and now they're kind of caught into something that's kind of absorbing them. Sebastian Noel from ProView Network is going to be with us when we come back. We're going to have a conversation about high school sports and summer sports as well, and what can coaches do with their teams over the summer and all that stuff. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Bond.
All right, I got it. Phil Mickelson could be the third. Bryson,
yes,
Brooks, and Phil Mickelson. So now you could have an absolute zoo, Phil in his hometown of Torrey Pines, with those two idiots, and nobody will talk more bleep than him. That's a perfect guy.
Yes.
All right. You're starting to get me there. All right, we'll get back to the phones in a bit. News this morning, Chris Paul, COVID protocol. He's out indefinitely. Kawhi Leonard, knee injury, will not play tonight for the Clippers. ProView Networks is deep into the high school baseball stuff. If you haven't been watching them, you should. There's the tennis wrapped up last week. About Joseph Braun, the freshman over at Academy. One of Addie's little friends as a freshman won this state championship. All the stuff that's going on. The big track meet, Pecos, was at Santa Rosa, and I'm sure Sebastian's all over that. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks joins us. Good morning, sir. How you living?
Good. How are you guys?
How was the golf in Arizona? I know you went to see the Gladiators in northern Arizona over the weekend. That it looked like a good time.
Yeah, no, a good time to be had by all. The golf was great. Gladiators got away with the win, so it was a good trip.
Yeah, that was an actually great win for them, and obviously with all the emotion. Are you doing the game this weekend?
We are with the Arizona Rattlers in town, so that'll be the test, right? Because that's the benchmark of the league.
Big win for them, coming off of 2 losses. So obviously, and I know we're going to get into the high school stuff, they belong in this league. Like at 2-2, obviously they belong. I don't know where it puts them, by the end of the season, but I honestly, watching what they did, defensively, JJ and I looked at each other. 17 points. Like, when was the last time you saw an arena football game where a team scored only 17 points? I don't know if that's inept offense by Bermonte's club or really good defense by the Gladiators.
I would say it's a little bit of both. Improving defense on the part of the Gladiators, and the offense there in northern Arizona is really not that good yet. So the test will be this week. But no, the defense is coming around. Jeff, there's no reason they shouldn't be 3-1 right now, really. And there's no doubt they belong in this league, and I think that speaks to the offensive side of the ball. I mean, with Nate Davis and Dello Davis and Jared Elmore, I mean, our receivers, they could play for the Rattlers. They could play for any team in this league. They definitely belong.
All All right, Sebastian Noel will be on the call. It'll be Gladiators and Arizona Rattlers out at Rio Rancho Events Center on, was it Sunday, right? Saturday? Sunday? When's that game?
Saturday night.
All right, Saturday night.
They're hoping for the first sellout maybe
Which
because
would be nice.
Rattler fans travel well, and first chance for the Albuquerque folks to see the Rattlers as well. So, they're running a Father's Day promotion as well,
Beautiful.
so they're expecting a big crowd.
Beautiful. All right, also in Rio Rancho, you got a baseball team who's won 19 in a row and won a district championship yesterday. Rio Rancho continues to impress with another win yesterday. They beat Cleveland 7-5. I don't know if you were at that game, but if you were, you probably just got home. Another nice win for them. What a season they're having.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of continuing to maybe just create a little bit of separation between them and the other teams. And they're showing that they can win in different ways. Where they can outslug you on some nights. Their depth of pitching is maybe a little better than the number 2, 3, and 4 teams. So I think they're starting to create that little bit of separation that makes them the odds-on favorite. But I mean, you and I, the three of us, we've talked about how hard it is to just pick a winner in that state tournament because of the pitch count rules.
Yeah, and with that, where we sit right now, Sebastian, we're starting to see some districts wrap up, and just a lot of positioning. So how do you see kind of the next week or so really just playing out of these teams, just kind of eyeing the playoffs at this point?
I mean, you gotta win. Well, whoever has games left on their schedule, obviously you have to win out. So, and I commend these coaches for the work they're doing. Because these kids, it's not like these kids are on campus or anything. So to keep this kind of commitment and focus going, I think it speaks to the great work that the coaches are doing right now.
Yeah, and Sebastian, with that, and we knew it was going to be such a different season, but with schools wrapping up and then sports still going on, how have really the student athletes handled it? How's it look like to you as you just credit the coaches, but now the student athletes?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything that shows a lack of commitment or lack of focus. I haven't seen, player here one day and not here the next because he's suddenly not eligible or he suddenly left town or anything like that. But, I would shift a lot of that credit to the coaches, man. To have to do that kind of work without seeing the kids on campus, it's impressive what they do.
Sebastian Noel, ProView Networks, is with us, and you can watch all the high school stuff over on ProView Networks, where our show is simulcast every day. Summer basketball's moving on, and I know the rules have always been interesting, and I think the relationship between between AAU coaches and high school coaches. I remember when I was coaching, can we take kids on tournaments, and they've got high school tournaments. What's going on as far as summer tournaments and rules and what coaches can do and what they can't do? And I guess it's different now with APS and everybody else. It kind of bring us up to speed because those tournaments are now happening, and there's different restrictions, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, and there's always, we kind of glossed on this a couple of weeks ago, and we'd love, we could probably devote a whole segment to it once, but the disadvantages that these APS coaches have versus their peers in the state. And so now, for whatever reason, in the summer, APS has decided that these coaches will not be able to host tournaments, not be able to coach their kids. So essentially, they're having to all the high schools are having to enlist as club teams, right? And parents having to go coach them. And so it's another disadvantage. And summertime is when a lot of these coaches, they fundraise for their programs as well, so you host a tournament at your place, concession and gate, that's how you make money, and, that's how you pay for uniforms and things of that nature. And again, APS has put these coaches in a horrible place.
Why is that? If everybody else is doing it, what's the reasoning?
Well, and, I wish I could give you an accurate answer, Jeff, but so I'm not going to speak for anyone, and I'm not going to guess, but that's the problem that my coaching friends, I know, their frustration is that they don't get a straight answer, that they don't seem to get a reason. And so I know that that's the cause of some frustration right now. There's a Section 7 tournament that's really prestigious and popular in Phoenix coming up next week. It's a high school tournament, invite only, and there's some APS schools in that and some non-APS schools in that. So the non-APS schools will have their regular coaches coaching the system. The APS coaches, they're having to go as clubs, and usually that's not even a club tournament. It's a high school invite tournament, but the tournament director knows you know, kind of what's going on here with APS and all this stuff. So the APS school team are still participating, and now that takes the disadvantage down to the kids, because you have a kid that's going from a local team here. There's going to be college coaches there, you know, because top athletes from New Mexico and Arizona are playing, and now they're playing for a parent instead of their high school head coach.
And so, Sebastian, is this the first time this has happened? Has it been this way before, or is it just a decision for this summer?
No, a normal standard operating summer would be these APS coaches could host games in their gyms, right? That's what they do. They have tournaments, they have little camps. That's how they fundraise, and they can coach their own kids, and that's how you get better. And you can obviously go out of state for some of these tournaments, and then the teams that are lucky enough to be invited to Section 7 and things like that, that's what they choose to do. But APS has, again, put the handcuffs on, you know, and we talked in the previous weeks about they already have competitive disadvantages during the year when it comes to just the pay of the coaches, the pay of the assistants, the number of assistants they're allowed to have. It's less in APS than any other district. So, you know, it's frustrating. I can only imagine how frustrated these coaches are. And these coaches are, I will say this, APS has some of the best coaches in the state. You know, I was fortunate enough to go to the Del Norte banquet after their championship, watch Coach McIntosh speak to those kids. Here. And those are the kind of leaders you want your kids playing for. They're great coaches throughout the city, but man, they're fighting an uphill battle, and it doesn't seem like they need to be.
Good to see the alumni coming up and you know, writing big checks and going to these banquets now. It's nice to see you helping out the alma mater.
You know, whenever I can write a check, you know me.
Appreciate you, man. Always appreciate the conversation. Watch them on ProView Networks. What do you got on your show coming up this week?
Lamar Bynum, the soccer star out from Rio Rancho. He plays for the United Academy. He's going to play at the next level, obviously, so we kind of talk about club soccer, high school soccer, what COVID did to his preparation, and we talk about the soccer system a little bit, how it differs from Europe. It was a nice conversation with Lamar.
Good. All right, watch ProView Networks. You can catch it on Comcast Channel 26, YouTube channel, ProView Networks, they're ProViewNetworks.com. And Sebastian will be back with us next Wednesday. Appreciate you, man.
Be good, guys.
Have a good weekend. Sebastian Noel, ProView Networks. He also calls the Gladiator games, and they are doing Gladiators against the Arizona Rattlers this weekend, Saturday at the Rio Rancho Event Center. 505-246-0610. That's the Quan's Auto Care hotline. It also is the NMDOT text line. You can communicate with us both of those channels. We'll get back into it. I'll get you the headlines and what we know more on the Chris Paul situation when we get back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's a 1-2. That's lifted well hit into the gap. This might clear the bases. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it will clear the bases. A bases clearing double off the bat of Nico Barella. glove on it. Squeezes for a second. That's tapped on the ground. Might be Academic. They'll flip it to first in time for the double play ball. Huge lead. There's the pitch. It's low. Runner going on a delayed steal, and he's going to be out at second. One-two. The runner moving. It's pulled down the line. This might be trouble, and it's a fair ball. Sandoval coming around. Coach Pineda going to send him to the plate. Here comes the tying run, and he scores. Sandoval. The throw gets away. Cooper will go to second base, and we're all tied at 6 as Sandoval scampers in.
Hit so far. That ball is driven deep to right center field, and it's gone. Second home run of the inning for the Cougars. They've got 5 runs in, and Siembieda has come roaring back here at the top of the 3rd inning. 2-run home run for Jalen Montez.
All right, so big news this morning, and it's not just that the Nets beat the Bucks. That's not news. That happened last night. Kevin Durant goes for 49 in a legendary superstar, wonderful performance, and there's all kinds of places you can go with Kevin Durant. But since we've been on the air, Chris Paul, it came out, is in COVID protocol. Chris Paul is out indefinitely. Most likely, JJ, and again, until we know if he's been tested positive or it's just contact tracing, and then what's the vaccination situation with him, he's out probably at least 1 game, maybe 2, depending on when the Western Conference Final starts. The Suns have to now hope that the Jazz and Clippers go 7, right?
Yes, and we get more information on the Chris Paul situation, just to figure it out, because it's easy to just start dropping takes. Oh, if he's healthy, let him play this or that. Well, if it was contact tracing or a positive test, changes the whole timeline. Because if it's just contact,
that's right,
and he is someone that was vaccinated, then in the rules, he can come back sooner.
And if not, then it's going to take longer. Yeah. So, Kawhi Leonard's out tonight. Knee injury sustained in Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinal against the Utah Jazz 2 nights ago in Los Angeles. He will not play tonight in Utah. So they will play in Salt Lake City with a series tied 2 games apiece, and the Clippers without their best player tonight and potentially beyond tonight. That is a game changer.
Yes. It is Paul George's moment, but I don't expect him to respond quite like Kevin Durant was able to last night.
Well, you just don't expect Paul George to have a Kevin Durant. It's just, he's not that guy. I mean, as good as, Paul George is good.
Believe in you.
Now, no, maybe he is. Watch. I mean, maybe Paul George goes for 49 tonight. And Patrick Beverly gives you 27. Who's your Jeff Green tonight?
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. All right. But you expect that. See, Jeff Green you didn't expect. That's why I went Pat Beverly. I just pulled something out of my lower crevice because that's where, I just had
Pat Beverly scores 27 points.
You're going to lose your mind. Yeah.
The Jazz should just say, we're not playing the rest of this series.
That might be the case. Actually, if A equals B, then A plus B equals C. Yes.
We'll just give the last game to you.
Yeah. And then the other stuff we've been talking about is the Bryson and Brooks thing. PD says the PGA has nothing to gain by pairing them in any tournament before July 6th. They're trying to sell the match, and it feels like the drama they're stirring up does that. Any other meeting between the two before July 6th will dilute the amount of eyes that'll be on that match. Well, but that match isn't Brooks and Bryson. It's Phil and Tom Brady against Bryson. And is Bryson playing with?
Aaron Rodgers.
And Aaron Rodgers. Right. Honestly, didn't even know. I
right there. I think isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's right. So it's not Brooks against Bryson.
Oh, talk about villains.
Yeah, you got the two villains.
And Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, all the dark capes are going to be rooting for Bryson and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, so that really has nothing to do. I mean, with Bryson and Brooks, it's completely different. I don't know. By the way, who do you like in the Open? Is there somebody? Is as much as I would love to see Phil, I just can't get on the Phil train. I just can't see him winning 2 in a row. Now I can see him being on the first page of the leaderboard going into the weekend. I can see that.
Top 5 finish for Xander Schauffele. Lock it in.
Top 5, lock it in.
Lock it in.
All right. I think so too, by the way. And this might be his time.
It's not going out on a limb, but I expect John Rahm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Be right there.
Yep.
Especially it ended for him last tournament.
I'm going to tell you, Bryson and Brooks will both be on the first page of the leaderboard going into Sunday. I think that too.
That would be fantastic.
And that will get everybody watching. Right? I on your John Rahm thing, I think there's going to be something to the motivation of him being pulled off the golf course, winning 2 weeks ago, and I just feel like he's got unfinished business. So I agree with you. I think John Rahm's there. I think Xander's there because it's a San Diego thing. It's his course. He's been so close. I think all the junk that's been talked with Brooks and Bryce, I think those two guys is whatever you think about either one of them. One thing I do believe is that both of them are really mentally sharp. I think they're both really mentally strong. And you know how I feel about golf, right? When it comes to these, that's how those guys win. Like Bryson won the last U.S. Open. Brooks has won how many majors? I believe both of those guys are being fueled by all of this talk. And that I do not believe that they're going to wilt in this spotlight. So I think those two guys will be there. I'm with you on Rahm and Schauffele. I'm not sure. I think DJ's going to have a big week. I think you're going to have like a Webb Simpson. I like Will Zalatoris. This feels like a Colin Morikawa course. He's a West Coast guy, right? I could see Morikawa having a big week too. I don't feel Spieth, do you? I don't feel Rory, do you?
Not as winners.
Okay. Rahm could be special now. This could be a really interesting week for Rahm. He looks fine. Look, there he is in my press conference. Oh, everything's fine. I didn't really feel sick. I had the COVID, whatever, and I'm good. But yeah. So if you're gonna ask me, like Schauffele, Rahm, I'll take the two feuders, Morikawa. Who else did I give you? I gave you one other, didn't I? Somebody else I liked. I kind of threw a Webb Simpson at you, didn't I?
Threw a Webb Simpson at me?
Yeah.
You did?
All right.
Tony Finau.
Yeah.
Come on, Tony.
He'll get paid. You feeling Tony Finau? At some point, right? Doesn't feel like this one.
Major.
This one feels like it's going to be someone we know. For me. This one feels like
big name?
Yeah.
Like John Rahm?
Yeah, like one of those big names. Like Rahm, DeChambeau, Koepka. Is Xander a big name yet?
Yeah.
Is Morikawa?
Look at Xander's recent major run. He's been in the top 10 4 straight times or something. He's right on the cusp.
Well, Morikawa's a major champion. And when he won the PGA, he won it in San Francisco. Now, San Francisco's not San Diego.
Yeah, that's when he dropped the trophy, right?
Yeah, when he dropped the lid off the trophy, which is so classic. But yeah, that was the Olympic Club in San Francisco. So he's one of them, and he went to Cal. So I for whatever reason, West Coast guys play well in the West. What's that?
The West Coast advantage for West Coast guys.
It feels like the West Coast guys play really well on the West Coast, doesn't it? And I consider Tiger, even though he lives in Florida, a West Coast guy because he grew up there. But how many times he won at Torrey Pines in Pebble Beach? Phil wins at Pebble Beach. He wins at Torrey Pines. Colin Morikawa went to Cal. He won the PGA Championship in San Francisco. Xander hasn't won yet, but it feels like, for whatever reason, the West Coast guys love the West Coast. There's such a familiarity with some of those courses, more so than like the Florida guys win in Florida. Now, maybe that's not right. It just feels that way to me. And maybe I'm more familiar with who the West Coast guys are than the guys who grew up in Florida. But it just always feels like when you play the West Coast swing. Now, it's not always the West Coast guys. I think Hideki Matsuyama won in Phoenix. But I don't know. When I think of Pebble Beach, when I think of Torrey Pines, when I think of Olympic Club, Webb Simpson won a major at the Olympic Club. Whether it was the Open or the PGA Championship. He went out there. It just, I don't know. Do you think there's something to it? The West Coast guys playing on the West Coast?
I can see it. I can.
It feels that way to me. What about the Texas guys playing in Texas? Okay, maybe. How often do I hear Jordan Spieth is winning in Texas? Is going to win in Texas? And all right, I'll buy it. Gary Woodland is going to win. Okay. I think he's a Kansas guy. I don't think they play in Kansas. But that's just my feel. So I'm going to give you the 6 names that I really like. Schauffele, Rahm, Koepka. I know there's very little limb here. I'm well aware of that. Morikawa, Simpson, and Bryson. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. You can get in on that. I want to get on some football stuff, and we got to hit this Tyler Glasnow story on baseball when we come back. Baseball's cracking down on the sticky stuff, and it's become a little bit more of a sticky issue. That's coming up next.
I don't have
the Sports Bar with Michael and Mike. Vincent, good afternoon.
You portrait. Long look in. There's a pitch. That's in the air. In shallow right. Very aggressive is Gerard Pineda. Will have a play at the plate. Oh, what a hose in right. The ball was waiting for him as he came home, and he was dead to rights.
2-2, nobody out. 2 runs in. There's the pitch, and that's up the middle. No, right to Francois. Back to second for a double play. That's a good play by Francois. 0-1 to Araceli Morales. There's the pitch. Morales swings, hits a Vela. What a catch by Vela in right field. Vela coming to her, running to her left and diving.
This one swing, it's going to go straight. Let's see if it falls, and it looks like the catch was made, and indeed it was for the third out. Sprawling was Kayla Reed for the third out. What a play. Garcia prepares, deals, she swings it. This one looks ding dong doink. Yabba dabba doo. Grand slam by Mia Flores. Four ribbies for Mia as she just unleashed on that softball.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
With the baseball thing. Baseball is the only game, and whether you think this is a good thing or a bad thing, that is willing to change the rules midstream. John Rahm got pulled off a golf course because they got protocol in. Whether you think that we're at a different place, that he should have gone, that was their protocol. They had rules. So they adhered by their rules. Chris Paul today, if you have not heard, is in COVID protocol. Don't know if he has been tested positive or has been in touch with close to somebody, but they've got rules. Baseball, you know what? It's mid-season. We're going to change the rules. Well, at least we're going to change the way we enforce the rules. For years, we haven't cared if you put all kinds of sticky stuff. That's my new fantasy football team name, Sticky Stuff. That's the catch term now. Foreign substance. It's sunscreen and tobacco and crap and whatever. But now it's gotten out of control, so mid-season we're going to change it. JJ, first of all, are you good with the fact that they're making this move, which really feels like a change in the rules, even though it's just a change in the enforcement of the rules? In reality, in practicality, how about that? It's a change in the rules, right? You're changing the way the game is officiated, hence the rule. Right?
Yes, that's what we're seeing right now.
All right. Tyler Glasnow is a really good pitcher. He pitches for the Tampa Bay Rays. He is on the injured list now because Tuesday he was diagnosed with a partially torn ulnar collateral ligament and flexor tendon strain. It's an elbow injury. He is blaming the new enforcement of the rule, Bob, or Gato Roberto, on the new enforcement on his injury. He's saying that because all of this time he says, I use sticky stuff. I do. I do. He said he went cold turkey 2 starts ago. Okay? And he said all he ever used was sunscreen. And he went cold turkey 2 starts ago, and he felt sore the next day because he had to adjust the grips. He says the ball now, instead of sitting on his fingertips, he had to have it deeper into his palm, and all his mechanics were different. And he felt something pop on Monday. Quote, I switched my fastball grip and curveball grip. I had to put my fastball deeper into my hand, grip it way harder. Instead of holding my curveball at the tip of my fingers, I had to dig it deeper into my hand. I'm choking the bleep out of all my pitches, end quote. He's saying if you would have told me this in training camp, I would have figured it out. We would have all been doing something. He says, I've been doing this since I've been pitching. This is how I've been holding the baseball. There's part of me, JJ, who I agree with this because of the change mid-season. I'm still struggling with these balls are so slippery. They're like throwing ice cubes that you can't grip a baseball.
Well, for a pitcher, it's different than all of us. Because even Yu Darvish came out and was like, yeah, there's a challenge sometimes with the balls we're using right now.
Okay. So does these balls, or because they can't use the sticky stuff? Like you said right now. So is it like this year's balls?
Something. And with the amount that Major League Baseball has messed with the baseball over the last few years,
there's an issue.
It is going to have an effect on the feel of it.
Okay, I can see that.
And my thing is, this didn't happen overnight. When you look into it and the memos that were sent and what Major League Baseball was doing, this was stuff that was talked about in the offseason. This does go back a few months. So how do you not talk to the players' union and say, all right, we can't have spider tack on baseballs, but what can we do to have a fair game where a pitcher can be comfortable to do his job? Like, how does it get to this point where, like you're saying, you're in season and then you're like, stop.
Has this evolved over the last 50 years, over the last 10 years? Like how long has it been where pitchers have got to have something on their hands to throw a baseball?
Oh, it's using something, whether it's legal, not legal, who knows?
I don't think it goes back 50. Now, my feel is, and I could be naive on this, is in the last 10 years or so.
Oh, it's got to be further than that.
You think it's further than that?
If we're talking about spitballs and Vaseline.
Yeah. But the percentage of guys are using, I mean, I'm hearing people tell me 90% of the pitchers use something. You think 90% of the guys were using Vaseline and spitballs back in the day?
Something, yeah.
I'm not sure I buy that, but again, I could be wrong. Glasnow said, quote, in my mind, that sounds dumb. He's talking about, trying to explain the reason why he thinks this rule causes injury. He said, it sounds like an excuse a player would use to make sure he could use sticky stuff. I threw to the Nationals. I did well. I woke up the next day. I was sore in places I didn't even know I had muscles in. Waking up after the start, I was like, this sucks. Something's weird here. That same feeling is persisting all week long. I go into my start Monday, and that same feeling is there. It pops, or whatever the hell happened to my elbow. I feel it. Something happened. Do it in the offseason. Give us a chance to adjust it. But I just threw 80 innings, and then you tell me I can't use anything in the middle of the year. I have to change everything I've been doing the entire season. I'm telling you, I truly believe that's why I got hurt. That was his quote. He said that he used to hold the ball like an egg. So kind of, like on his fingertips. But since they did away with the grip, he's got to squeeze it harder. It falls deeper into his hand, and it puts more strain on his arm because he's changing the way he throws the baseball. He said it's out the window, talking about all of his old grips. He says, I have to develop something where I can't hold the ball light anymore. I have to dig it deep into my hand. I'm taking a fastball and squeezing it twice as hard. Me throwing 100 miles an hour and being 6'7" is why I got hurt. But that contributed. I'm frustrated that they don't understand how hard it is to pitch, and to tell us to do something completely different in the middle of the season is insane. It's ridiculous, end quote. Look, so you got the batter saying, look, it's ridiculous. These guys are snapping balls off at a dumb pace. We can't hit it. You got pitchers saying it's ridiculous. They're changing the rules in the middle of it. Baseball is the best in the world at just creating their own drama and screwing things up. And now they've got both sides screaming as loud as they can. No, they can't use that crap. We can't hit it. Well, we have to use that crap because we can't throw it. Right. And here we are.
Baseball's already hard enough. Like, you can go 0 for 7 and then get 3 hits in a row, and you're hitting 300.
And you make millions. Yeah,
feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
this is really good right now. So it's already a really hard game to play. And now to be here where it's not the baseball, it's what's on the baseball, or what are the hitters, what's in everyone's body, well, not what's on the baseball. You know things aren't going to be perfect, but can you get out of your own way for
no, they can't.
Can you do it in the offseason at least?
Okay, so whose song rings right? Is it the batters? Because look, just watching baseball, and now we got all this technology and it shows you the traction of the pitch. It's nasty. You're watching balls break at a rate that, and is it just like how good is DeGrom? Is he that good, or is he just using spider tack and that's why he can't be hit? We're watching strikeout numbers at astronomical highs. We're watching batting averages plummet to lows that we haven't seen in decades. We're watching baseballs do things that they've never done before. So the batters are going, hey, this is ridiculous. Baseball hurt it. They're doing something, and pitchers going, well, we can't throw the ball without putting crap on it. We're hurting our arms. So who do you listen to? Who's right?
Right. This definitely feels like something that would have been great to handle in the off season.
In your December meeting.
Because you just didn't figure this out 3 weeks ago, that things were on the baseball and pitchers might have been doing too much. in this situation outside of rosin and maybe, there's a little bit of sunscreen on the baseball. So that's where I think there's a lot, like you just said, a lot of frustration from the players. It's like, all right, let's figure this out in the offseason. Let's go into spring training with, all right, this is
that's right.
baseball. This is the game of baseball. This is what we can and cannot do, because obviously someone was looking the other way again in Major League Baseball for it to get to this point.
Quote from Glassnow: sunscreen and rosin is apparently the same as spider tack. All right, I guess I'll adapt and learn. And the only thing I learned was that it hurts to throw a ball in the middle of the season from having something to not having something. I'm sitting here, my lifelong dream. I want to go out and win a Cy Young. I want to be an all-star. And now it's bleeped on. Now it's over. Now I have to rehab and try to get back in the playoffs. I'm clearly frustrated. I get it. And the batters are clearly frustrated trying to hit something that's filthy and, by definition, illegal.
What's not illegal is focusing on your health and doing it the right way. And it just takes 45 minutes. 45 minutes is all you need. Things are getting busy, opening up, even getting into the summer. You're trying to figure out, when am I going to get the workout in? When are you going to be thinking about yourself? Well, let me tell you about F45 training. All you need is 45 minutes to get a high-intensity workout in. It's going to be one of the best workouts you've ever had because you're hitting everything in one session. We're talking strength work, cardio, endurance, and the different classes with the sets and tempos. Hit it throughout the week so you get a full-body workout. That's why they call it functional fitness in 45 minutes. Check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. You can check out the Northeast Heights location. Look at the schedule of classes. They have classes available 7 days a week. Get in and try it out for yourself with their 7-day free trial. Just 45 minutes. That's all it takes. In the evening, leave my house for the 5:45 class about 5:30. Hop on interstate, get there, get home about 6:45. Get a fantastic workout in. Don't miss anything that's going on in the sports world, and I'm able to continue my day. So you're going to find a time that works for you. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Next in line. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Letting you know when you're done, I got something.
All right, winner, of course, will get the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Final. And Chris Paul, Phoenix Suns. COVID protocol as of this morning, out indefinitely.
And Stan Van Gundy, one and done in New Orleans.
Really?
He gone.
Is that a little bit of a surprise to you? Because it is to me.
One and done, yes.
That surprises me. What did he do? I mean, was that a...
Look at the final couple weeks of the season, and Brandon Ingram wasn't available.
Zion wasn't healthy all year. What did he do to not deserve his job there? Because that's a nice job, is it not? That's a young core.
Did not make
the playoff.
The play in tournament.
All right, so throw me a name for that one. I mean, does that feel like it's a good job to you, or is that just a death
we got
trap?
Portland, we got Boston, New Orleans.
Portland the best job? Portland feels like a no-win job. Portland feels like their expectations exceed what they're going to be capable of doing. No, honestly. Doesn't it? Boston somewhat feels that way too.
That almost could be the fine print of 90% of sports.
Well, I don't think New Orleans just wants to make the damn playoffs. Yes. So I think that's doable. Portland believes that they should.
Williamson's, you should be able to make the playoffs.
Portland thinks they should be winning the whole thing, and they've got one superstar and a bunch of other guys in a loaded conference. They're not going to get there. Boston is somewhat the same, although they've got two really good players, and it was becoming a loaded conference.
Boston and Portland are so similar.
Yeah, that's my point.
It's Dame, CJ, Tatum, Brown.
Boston's tougher because they got a history of winning, so their fans still think John Havlicek's there and Bill Russell's there and Larry Bird's there. I mean, Portland won once with Bill Walton back in the day. Lionel Hollins back, those guys. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd rank it Boston, Portland, New Orleans.
As far as what?
Best available job.
See, I would almost go in the inverse order.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of expectations?
Yeah. You can succeed in regards to the expectations. No, but honestly, so you get the 4 seed in Portland and you go out in the first round. What'd you do that Terry Stock didn't do? Well, he was a 6 seed instead of 4. Oh, okay. Hoser, what's good?
Just calling in to connect with my boys. Oh, wait a minute, that's a different show.
Oh, where are your boys?
Connecting. How are you guys? Doing good? Fantastic?
Do they have a copyright on being called your boys?
I don't know if they do or
Just
not.
ask them. I'm sure they do.
You know,
yeah.
I know some sometimes you
whatever
throw those jabs in there, so I figured I'd throw one in there.
I don't throw jabs, man. I
kind of funny.
Throw
Hey,
jabs, those
I was
haymakers.
traveling back from Texas, went down to visit my folks, and I was listening to the show yesterday on the app.
Oh, beautiful.
We have an app.
Yeah, you remember
we have an app?
Remember, you guys, through me, you guys discovered that?
Bob, I had no idea we had an app. We had had an app for from what they told me 2 or 3 years, and then I'm like, we have an app? I had no idea.
And it's much improved since then. The early years of
Should
the
I
app
download
were kind of scratchy. Now it's really nice, really solid, coming down up 87 towards Lubbock yesterday.
I'm
so
a download.
that was nice.
Nice, all right.
But anyways, I did not know that Lance had passed away, and so I had some dealings with Lance, calling in and things like that, and just meeting him at my first back when we used to have the birthday bashes, and so. So I just wanted to call in. I knew that he was sick, but I did not know that he had passed away. So I reached out to Edward, and he gave me the news and when it had happened. So, wow, it was just like, it just passed over me, and I was like, wow, I can't believe it. But anyways, I just thought of all the funny things that he made me laugh. Of course, sometimes he made me nervous too, and so I didn't know where things were going to go, and all the different interactions we had with that guy. But a lot of great ones, have gone on. Of course, the Donald and guys that I feel privileged to be able to work as a producer while those guys were still calling in. And so there's still a lot of great ones out there that still call in. So hopefully, everybody takes care of themselves. And I mean, you just never know when it's your time. But at least do some stuff. Eat your garlic, eat whatever it is that might help you to build up your immune system to stay safe out there. So, anyways, that's what I was calling, guys. I didn't realize he had passed away, but. Anyways, good times with that guy, and good times with you guys as well. So
miss you.
Hopefully we'll.
Hey, the job's open. I don't know if you want it back. I think it might still be posted. It's been posted for the last 18 months or something. I don't know.
The position?
Yeah, if you want it back.
Man, if I had more free time, I'd jump on it. I'd be on it, guys. But right now, my plate is full. But
Gato Roberto's looking at me like, you're giving away my job?
My hours.
Wait a minute.
My hours.
But maybe one of these days, hopefully you guys are still there rocking and rolling, man. You guys have been going a long time. That's like, you guys are the Iron Men of morning sports talk.
Maybe you can fill in one day.
Start my day off with garlic.
Just let me know. Hopefully my schedule's free. I'll come in, hang out with JJ if he'd have me, and maybe not spill the coffee on his nose.
Maybe he'll call you next week. He might ask you to come in. All right, man. Glad you're well. Eat your garlic.
Tuesday morning, I'm open, so if you do call me.
There you go.
All right, guys, we'll stay safe.
All right, see you, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Later. Josue used to produce our show. There's your advice for the day. Eat your garlic or your hickory salt, hickory smoked salt, whatever it is that gives you.
There's always something.
I want to know why you're trying to give away my job.
I'm just saying it's still posted. I didn't even know it was and it's like your job, like 2.5 days a week.
But I'll take those 2.5 days.
Gato Roberto wants his trabajo.
I'm enjoying doing this. I really am.
Right. Are you okay with Gato Roberto?
The Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua situation over here.
Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua. Who do we get tomorrow? Are you in tomorrow?
No, Stephanie.
All right. I mean, I don't even know who I'm going to work with every day. That's all right. That's good.
All I know is Aaron is going to be there on the other side.
Aaron will be there, and JJ Buck will be here. That's all you can count on. Like, you can't count on me. You can't count on Gato Roberto. You can't count on Steph Cat. Who knows? I mean, who knows? Maurice says, I'm not a doctor and I won't play one on this award-winning radio show, Jeff, but there isn't much in the knee but the meniscus and ligaments. And damage to either is not something that is going to heal by missing a game or two. He's talking about Kawhi. Isn't there more in the knee? Like there's bones and ligaments and what else is in the knee?
Knee bones attached to the
there's like what else? Ligaments and well, there's vessels, and then there's like bones, and I'm not a doctor either, man. But your point's not wrong. Like this is going to be an injury. It's kind of like
Joel Embiid.
Exactly where I was going. It's like Joel Embiid. He missed one game. He played 2 games really well, and then last game looked like he struggled on that knee. Like this is going to be lingering as long as they play. And by the way, they go out and re-injure. We're having a really short off season. whoever goes to the end is going to play through mid-July and go back into camp in September.
I don't get
and
why
restart in
DMV
October.
is so ready to just jump back on that regular schedule.
But that's where they are. And so whoever makes it to the finish line
In
is
the
going to have
Olympics.
about 2 months off. Well, but they're not going to play in the Olympics.
I think.
You think
right,
Kawhi Leonard's going to play in the Olympics?
Not Kawhi Leonard, but Dame Lillard said he would.
All right.
Draymond Green, and I think there might be a point where some of those guys go, "Oh, well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to say no to this."
I think there's something to that. But there'll be enough players, and now who's it going to be to go to the Olympics? Because it's still kind of a big deal. Gopher is in on the new OD producer rotation. Gato Roberto. So is this permanent? Bobcat comes in and goes 7 strong innings. Then he reaches his pitch count limit. Steph Cat comes off the bench for a 6. Did I read this 6 out Thursday, Friday save? Okay. Well, then he hit me with another one. No, yeah, all right. And then he says, so you get a starter. So that Steph starts the week next week.
Yes, Monday. Well, Monday is Juneteenth.
And we work.
That's right. So he says, so next week Steph Cat gets the spot start. What if she gets lit up, JJ? Who comes in for long relief? I'm not sure Micah is still in shape. It might be Hoser. Hoser said he's ready to go on Tuesday. So you better have the whole bullpen ready to go. Because if Steph Cat gets lit up and can't get out of the first inning.
We might be going expanded roster.
Yeah. Okay.
We should just
call the boss in.
We should just do a week where we had a different producer every day, like Roberto Gato Roberto one day, and then Steph, and then Hoser, and then Micah, and then let's bring back Skip. And
hey, you right now, you there listening?
You want me to do it?
You could be our producer.
Worst case scenario would be me back there just playing piano on that switcher. That would be the worst case scenario, I think. Right?
Looking at it, going, what does this button do?
I had no idea. Yeah, no, that would be the worst thing ever. All right, tonight you got Clippers and Jazz. You got to go Jazz tonight, don't you?
Got to go Jazz. Got to go Jazz.
Is anybody talking about Hawks and Sixers? Because nobody there's major news.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah, then there's that.
How's Joel Embiid going to look?
Good Lord. All right, you want to do this again tomorrow?
Let's do it.
I'll be back. Award-winning radio tomorrow morning. No Gato Roberto. It'll be Stephanie tomorrow. Thank you to Sebastian Noel for spending some time with us today. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will follow that. Sports Bar with Trulio and Carlisle comes your way at 4. They got to do a full show today because there's no Ice Stoves baseball. It's Wednesday. They're off on Wednesdays. Gato Roberto, buen trabajo ahí. Ahora, thank you for wonderful. Enjoy your load management and your long weekend.
No such thing.
Aaron, terrific work as always. Smell you tomorrow. You better get some rest. You were up early this morning.
Have a day.
Yeah, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.